Welcome to your brain. It's an absolute marvel of engineering sh 5-pound wet computer capable of composing symphonies, landing rovers on Mars, and remembering that one embarrassing thing you said to your crush in the 7th grade. But here's the problem. Your brain wasn't designed for the 21st century. It was designed for the savannah. It's optimized for survival, not for pure, cold logic. Consequently, it takes shortcuts. Psychologists call these heuristics. You probably call them common sense. But when these shortcuts lead to a systematic error in reasoning, we call it a logical fallacy. In the world of psychology, a fallacy isn't just a wrong thought. It's a predictable glitch in the matrix of your consciousness. Today, we're diving deep into the most pervasive psychological traps that keep you making bad bets, dating the wrong people, and throwing your life savings down a bottomless pit. We're going to dissect the halo effect, the sunk cost fallacy, and the gambler's fallacy. By the end of this, you'll be slightly more rational and significantly more annoying at parties. Let's get into it. Let's start with a classic. Imagine you meet two people. Person A is well-groomed, physically attractive, and has a firm handshake. Person B is disheveled, avoids eye contact, and smells faintly of old ham. Even if you know nothing else about them, your brain has already decided that person A is more intelligent, kinder, and more trustworthy. This is the halo effect. First coined by psychologist Edward Thorndike in 1920. The halo effect is a type of cognitive bias where our overall impression of a person influences how we feel and think about their character. If we like one aspect of something, usually its physical appearance, we let that positive light spill over into every other unrelated trait. In one of Thorndike's original studies, he asked military officers to rank their subordinates on various qualities. He found that if an officer rated a soldier highly in one category, like physique, they almost always rated them highly in others, like leadership or loyalty. Logically, being able to do 50 push-ups has nothing to do with your ability to lead a diplomatic mission. But the brain says, he looks like a hero, so he must think like one. This isn't just about dating. It's the reason why celebrities sell us skincare and why politicians wear expensive suits. We assume that because someone is successful in one arena, like acting or business, they must be an expert in all arenas. Pro tip: the next time you see a lifestyle influencer giving financial advice while sitting in a beautiful kitchen, ask yourself, is the advice actually good, or am I just distracted by their marble countertops? Next up, have you ever sat through a movie that was objectively terrible? You're 40 minutes in, you're bored to tears, and you know it's not going to get better, but you stay. Why? Because you already paid for the ticket. Congratulations! You've just been mugged by the sunk cost fallacy. The sunk cost fallacy is the tendency to continue an endeavor once an investment in money, effort, or time has been made, even if the current costs outweigh the future benefits. In economics, a sunk cost is any cost that has already been incurred and cannot be recovered. Pure logic dictates that because you can't get that money or time back, it should have zero impact on your future decisions. Why is this so hard for us? It's because humans are biologically wired for loss aversion. Psychologically, the pain of losing $100 is twice as powerful as the joy of gaining $100. Stopping a project feels like admitting defeat or wasting what was already spent. This is often called the Concorde fallacy. The British and French governments knew the supersonic Concorde jet was a financial disaster long before they finished it. But because they had already poured billions into it, they kept going just to avoid the embarrassment of quitting. They invested more money simply because they had already lost money. The lesson: whether it's a bad relationship, a failing business, or a degree you hate, remember that your past investment is gone. The only thing that matters is whether the next hour of your life is worth the price. Now, imagine you're at a casino. You're watching the roulette wheel. It has landed on red 6 times in a row. You think to yourself, well, it's bound to be black next. Due for a black. You place a massive bet on black. The wheel spins, and it lands on red again. You've just fallen for the gambler's fallacy. The gambler's fallacy is the mistaken belief that if something happens more frequently than normal during a given period, it will happen less frequently in the future, or vice versa. Here's the cold, hard truth. The roulette wheel has no memory. The coin doesn't care that it landed on heads 10 times. Each spin is a statistically independent event. We have an innate desire to see patterns in randomness. We expect chance to look fair in the short term. And Kahneman called the representativeness heuristic. We think a small sequence of events should represent the overall probability. In the long run, yes, a coin will land on tails 50% of the time. But in the short run, the universe is perfectly happy to give you 20 heads in a row just to watch you go broke. The inverse is the hot hand fallacy, where we think because someone is winning, they will keep winning. Whether you're due for a win or on a roll, you're usually just hallucinating a pattern in a chaotic system. So, if our brains are basically fallacy factories, are we doomed to be irrational forever? Not exactly. While you can't completely delete these biases, stay re-hardwired into the hardware, you can learn to recognize them in real time. Here's a quick checklist for sanity. For the halo effect, separate the person from the trait. If this advice came from someone I found unattractive or annoying, would I still think it's smart? For the sunk cost fallacy, use the clean slate test. If you walked into your life today with no history, would you choose to start this project or relationship exactly as it is now? If the answer is no, walk away. And for the gambler's fallacy, remind yourself that the universe has no memory. Past results do not change future odds in random systems. Logic is like a muscle. It's uncomfortable to use, it's exhausting, and it's much easier to just let your lizard brain run the show. But understanding these fallacies gives you a superpower, the ability to stop being your own biggest obstacle. Your brain might be a liar, but at least now you know its favorite lies. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, or if the halo effect is making you think I am smarter because of this lighting hit, that subscribe button